Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome for the first time. My name is Heather. I'm so delighted that you're here. I'm an intuitive artist, author, animal communicator, psychic channeler, medium, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect to their divine radiant light. One of the ways I love doing that is with a monthly energy forecast, and it's time, drumroll please, for May 2026. This month, we're going to go back to a similar structure that I used to use for these videos. It fell away a little bit last year, and that's okay. We're going to bring it back this year. So we're going to start with a channeled message about the theme, and I'll mention the theme in just a second. Then we're going to talk about a crystal that can help support us. We're going to dive into the intuitive art for the month. We're going to have an affirmation for the month, and an animal totem wanted to come through this month as well. So the theme for May is release. In what way does that, how does that strike you? What are you vibing with when we talk about release? Does it feel like, yes, I'm carrying so much, I need to let some of it go? Does it feel like I'm afraid to let some of that go? I don't know who I am if I let go of certain things for myself. Let's see what my team of guides have to say about it. I'm going to channel their message and bring that to you right now. And then I'll be back at the end for some more pieces of this puzzle and some housekeeping notes. So enjoy the channeling, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. We are here with you today to discuss the energy of release, which for your time and place and dimension relate to the month of May 2026. If you are coming to this message outside of that time frame, know that it is still meant for you, for there are elements that may apply outside of the limitations of time and space. When we speak about release with you today, we present it in three ways. The first way that we would like to speak about release is, what are you ready to let go of? That is the most obvious, right? When you hear release, you think, oh, yes, I can shed something. So many of you in this time are accumulating or have accumulated many expectations, many judgments, many habits, behaviors, limitations, really, to all of the ways that you can be extraordinary, all of the ways that you can be radiant, all of the ways that you can elevate your frequency to your highest timeline. It is an ongoing thing, is it not, to release? For we come in and out of cycles of being. What is important and impactful right now in this time is that the collective energetics are also supporting big releases in a lot of ways. As we continue to see structures changing, organizations changing, and new technologies coming online, literally and metaphorically for you, these things cannot move forward with the momentum that brings about dynamic change unless something else is released. One of the images we like to share for this, many of you may remember this, the monkey bars from your childhood playgrounds. When you needed momentum to swing from one to the next as you were dangling there precariously, you needed to let go of one arm in order to swing it forward to grab the next. That is what we feel first and foremost about release in the month of May 2026. What behind you, if you will, can you release so that you can swing forward on your trajectory? It is not only what is behind you, however, and that is the second way we would like to think about release for you. And we briefly mentioned expectations, but if you consider expectations being in the future, also releasing those for yourself. That does not mean you don't hold yourself to a certain standard. You don't dial in certain settings for yourself. You don't aim toward something. But releasing the pressure of the expectation of anything needing to fit a certain way, needing to fit a certain box, needing to have certain characteristics. Many of you are getting better at viewing your future in a limitless way. But many of you still, and we look at this as the collective energetics as well, when you are forward looking, you are applying an overlay or a template of how you think things should feel or be, and that is limiting the potential. Imagine trying to cram a very large comforter into a tiny envelope meant for letters. That may seem like an odd example, but that is in some ways what you are doing when you are saying, the future is unlimited. I am unlimited, but it should look this way. I should have this as my definition of success or abundance or love, whatever. When you apply such specifics and such settings and characteristics to your dreams, to your ambitions, to your view of the world, you are placing a third dimensional reality on top of what may be a fifth dimensional dream. And therefore, you are limiting yourself. You are tying yourself into gravity. You are tying yourself, making yourself accountable to the definitions that you've already experienced in life. And so when you think, I want to break out, I want to do something new, I want to chart a new course, but I'm going to use the same map. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Release yourself of those expectations. And the third way we would like for you to think about release is, if we think in the first example, what are we ready to let go of from the past? In the second example, what are we ready to let go of from the future? The third example is, what do I sign up for again in the right now? What is really working for me? If you think of leasing a house, an apartment, a car, you sign something that says, I am committed to this for a certain period of time. What are you committed to doing for yourselves, for your world at large, for the next 6 to 9 months? What feels right for you to keep? If you're divesting the past, divesting some of the future, give yourself more capacity and bandwidth for what you can do in the now, and allow that now to be a little bit fluid so that it is from now until the next 6 to 9 months. What are you ready to focus on? Is it your health? Is it your intuition? Is it creating new systems in the world, even if you're just imagining them and it feels like the most delicious daydream that is really silly because maybe you don't have the skills or the experience or the knowledge to put anything in place, but you are creating the map of it by dreaming it, and that is just as important. There is so much available now in the quantum space around you for ideas, for inspiration, for creativity. Allow yourself the capacity, through releasing the past and the future, to plug in to all that is available in the now. For there is this beautiful overlay of fifth, seventh, even ninth dimensional energies that are compressed in some way into your third dimensional experience of them right now. And that may, for many of you, make them easier to access. So some of you may have an easier time with astral travel. Some of you may have an easier time connecting into your past lives. Some of you may have an easier time releasing energy that has been stored in your body through healing modalities. What are you ready to sign up for again? What supports you in your health, in your abundance, in your habits, in your friendships, in your romantic partnerships, in your businesses? Release. Commit to that for yourselves without expectation and without the definition or the guardrails of how you think something should look. And enjoy this energy of release. Breathe the new you into being. Be blessed, dearest friends. Okay, with the energy of release, what did you think of that message? I think sometimes when they're gesturing, because the camera orientation is flipped, past may be a different way than future or whatever, but you get the gist of what they were saying, right? And it's not a revolutionary message. It's a reminder that we need a lot as humans to release the things that feel maybe too comfortable for us, that are too familiar, because I'm seeing like a rubber stamp. We keep stamping that over and over and over again. Abundance needs to look like this. Love needs to look like this. A business model needs to look like this. And this is a time of such expansion and creativity. The more we're seeing things through those limitations of what has happened before, and those definitions may have worked beautifully for us before, but allowing ourselves to release them. And I'm hearing that now, like releasing air out of a tire so that you get better traction on something. If you're going to drive on sand, if you go to the beach, you want to let air out of your tires so that they grip better. So think of it like that. What can I release and center myself more when I do that, when I let go of some of that energy? And when we look at the art for the month, what's interesting for me, and please know that this art comes through before the channeled message does. It's kind of piecemeal the way my team works with me. But the first thing that I see in here is almost, to me, it feels like lungs, like the bronchial tubes or something. So when we're saying letting air out of the tire or breathe the new you into being, releasing has a lot to do with the breath as well. And so I feel like that is symbolized here. I also see some elements of birds in flight, and we'll talk about the animal totem in a moment here as well. It feels very heart-centered with these beautiful greens, but also deep wisdom is a feeling I get from these purples and these indigo colors. That's your third eye and your intuition and knowing, like having a deep seated, seeded, yes, I can spell. I was going to say seated, like I'm seated in a chair, but what I was seeing was seeded. It's this beautiful kernel, this seed, and it kind of looks like that too, if you could germinate that up. So very love-based, very flowy, very expanded when we're looking at breathing something out. And then there's also this element of rooting in, and I think we're gonna see that with the crystal that supports the energy this month too. Has to do with rooting in. There's some light language here that also translates into that 5th dimensional, 7th dimensional, and 9th dimensional energetic soup that the team was talking about is really coming around now, supported by a lot of the astrology that is happening. I won't go into detail with that because I'm not an expert, but there's a lot popping off in the planets these days. And then us, as we're raising our frequency, we're bringing all of this new energy in. So with the art, every month you can get a free digital download of this, and I'll put a link in the description box below. What's new for May, and I'm so excited. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to connect with the art in person, because for me that's such a huge piece of it, is if I can hold something, work with it, have it in front of me. And digital is great, but sometimes we don't want to be on our devices or plugged in. So I started a print club. So every month, here is the 5x7. You'll get a 5x7 print of the monthly art mailed to you from me. Maybe I'll include some other goodies as we get going. I have some things in mind, but $7 a month, you get the art of the month. It's suitable for framing. It's printed on fine art paper, signed by me. I'll write on the back what the theme of the month is and all of that. And just from me to you, something fun. I also love to give and send things. And so that's going to let me really sink into that for myself, which will be delightful. So if you're interested in that, the description or the link for that is in the description box too. Let's also talk about the crystal that came through this month. And when I say came through this month, it's kind of that the consciousness of this crystal said, hey, I have something in my qualities and my characteristics that can support those of you who are looking to release this month. And I have an example here, but I'll put a picture out as well. But the crystal is Hypersthene, kind of an odd name. And I don't know, I have to do the little product demonstration thing here, but I don't know if it's going to be kind of glary. This is a stone that is really good about rooting in, releasing energy through the Earth Star chakra on the bottom of your feet, through your root chakra. Release, release, release. And with that, bringing things into balance, feeling protected, feeling in harmony with who you really are. In some circles, it's considered a little bit of a magical stone because it also has protective qualities to it. It just, for me, feels really grounding in this way that also sparks like you, who you are. It brings up self-love and self-awareness. It also allows you to, in some ways, clear the clutter of your mind so that you can then do the things that you need to release or walk through like the sorting, like almost a laundry bin. Okay, here's the past stuff I can let go of. Here's the future stuff I can let go of. It helps you bring that stability and clarity to do that kind of work. So that was coming through. And then the animal totem for the month, I'll put a picture of that up as well, was the magpie. So again, and I said in the art, there were some bird images of like top down birds in flight. I think for me, the magpie also represents fluidity, resilience. They're very, very intelligent birds. They kind of know when to take risk, when to sit back. So that's also, you get in that sweet spot or that fulcrum of being able to take action when you don't have things weighing you down from the past or the future. So it's being resilient and being able to act quickly. They are also, I think, messengers for looking at polarity because they're very stark in their coloring. So what within me can have a little more nuance? Like, where am I too rigid, saying it's black or white, right or wrong, up, down, whatever? Where can you find a little more gray area for yourself in that? Be resilient, be fluid, and adaptable. So the affirmation for the month is, I'm reading it off my screen because I didn't want to forget it. I release old stories, patterns, and expectations and embrace my highest timeline now. I release old stories, patterns, and expectations and embrace my highest timeline now. So that sums up the monthly message. Definitely, please come in for the print club so we can be, like pen pals for a little bit. That will be really fun. The other thing I wanted to mention for this month is because we were talking about the Earth Star chakra and releasing energy through the soles of your feet and your root chakra, that's actually also something I covered in a meditation within my Horizon of Light meditation program. So every week of 2026, I'm releasing a brand new meditation. You get it in your inbox every Sunday morning. Last week, the meditation title was Release Old Timelines Through the Earth Star Chakra. So it's something we walked through, and I've heard really amazing feedback from some of the people in the program who listened to that meditation. So they're your meditations to keep. Jumping in now, you get 17 weeks so far, and you'll get the rest of the year. And I'll put a link in the description box for that as well. So I think that is it for me for this month. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what's up with you. How does the energy of release impact you this month? What are you feeling, going through? How's life looking in your world? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Thanks again for spending some time with me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.